Alright guys, today we are going to do section 2.8, and that is called inequalities and graphing. And this lesson we have done before last year. So this should be just a little easy review for us to do this year. So what we're going to talk about is that this sign means greater than. Please bear with my writing. I forgot my stylus at home, so it's going to be a little sloppy since I have to work with my finger. Greater than. When we see a sign that looks like this, it means greater than or equal to. We'll talk about when we will use these signs, but we just need to talk about the signs right now. Then we have less than, and you guessed it, less than or equal to. And then we also have this sign, which we've already talked about, which means not equal to. I'm going to try writing everything down with you so that you don't have to pause the video as much and you can write it down with me as I'm teaching it. Alright, so these are just symbols that we need to have memorized. They need to be just like we know them so well, we don't even have to think about them. So make sure if you don't understand some of this, just watch the video again. We know the greater than, less than, equal to signs, but the ones that are kind of new are the greater than or equal to and the less than or equal to. Again, like I said, we did do this last year. I'm actually doing it with the 6th graders right now. So we have done this before. So another thing we need to know is when we're graphing these numbers on a number line, if we have an open circle, that means that the number is not included on the graph. And if the circle is closed, so this is called an open circle up here, and this is called closed. It should be completely filled in. It'll be easier for you to do on your homework because you just have to color it in with your pencil. So the closed circle means the number is included on the graph. And we'll talk about that. This is a little confusing wording right now, but we'll talk about it. So I want you to circle is included in a different color, is not included in a different color. So that sticks out to you. If it is open, that means that number is not included. If it is closed, that means the number is included. We'll talk about that more on the next slide. Alright, so the first one we're going to do is you need to graph x is greater than or equal to 2. What that will look like is we do need to draw a number line, and might as well put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Just for fun, we can go through 5. Alright, so I need to look at it first off to see if my circle is going to be open or closed. So how I know that is if it tells me that that number is equal to. On this one, I see x is greater than or equal to 2. So I'm going to find it's positive 2, so I'm going to find it. Let's do a different color, blue. I'm going to put my circle, and it's going to be closed because I said greater than or equal to. Okay, so now I have to figure out which way the line and the arrow will go. So if it's a bigger number than 2, I'm going to need to go this way. And then I'm going to just draw my line over and draw an arrow. Because I could have the number 1,000,000, because 1,000,000 is greater than or equal to 2. So I could have 1,000,000, so that's why I need to draw this arrow to say that any number that comes to the right of 2 will be included in this answer. All right, let's look at a second one. Hopefully I can fit it in here quick. X is less than a -1. Again, we got to draw our number line. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Okay, so then I'm going to find -1, which I found it already. Let's do blue. And I have to ask myself, is it equal to -1 or not? X is less than -1. I did not say less than or equal to, so my circle is going to be an open circle. I'm not going to color it in because my answer could not be -1 because x is not less than, -1 is not less than -1. That does not make the sentence true. So then I need to say which way is my line and arrow going to go. Is 0 less than -1? No, it's bigger. So I need to bring my line this way and draw my arrow. Do you need to draw the arrow? Yes, you do. And you need to show me which way the line would be going. Let's do another practice. All right, number 3. X is less than or equal to 0. So if I draw my number line, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, make it a little bit longer here. And -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Okay, so again I'm on 0, and x is less than or equal to. Because it has this line right here, I know my circle is going to be closed. So I'm going to color that in, make it a closed circle, because 0 is less than or equal to 0. And then I need to ask myself, which way is the line going to go? What numbers are less than 0? I know -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, those are all less than 0, so my line is going to go this way. And it's going to be an arrow. Don't forget your arrow and to color it in your circle. Let's do one more of these, and then we're going to have a graph that we have to name what the inequality would be. So for number 4, it says x is greater than 3. Draw out the number line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. And then I'm going to look for my number 3. It does not have the equal sign. It is not greater than or equal. It is greater than 3. So my circle needs to be an open circle around 3. And what numbers are greater than? 4, 5, 6. So my line is going to go this way with my arrow. Okay, so now our directions are to write an inequality for each graph. And what your question's going to look like is something like this. And then there's going to be arrows because Well, it goes on forever, number lines do. And then it's going to show something like this, where its circle is closed, and the line goes this way. So we can use any variable that we want. You could choose any letter, really. I'm going to choose X because that's what they did in the other problem, so it's good to stay consistent. But if you don't like X, you can pick any letter you want. So I'm going to do X is. I know it's going to be equal, so I can put my sign. And it's all the numbers that are going to be bigger than -2. So X is greater than or equal to -2 will be my answer. How I got that. -2 is right there. And then I know it's equal to because my circle is closed. And it's greater than because my arrow points this way to the right. And X is just a variable that I chose. So here's my answer. X is greater than or equal to a -2. Let's try another one. If I have a line, number line, we're going to start this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this one has an open circle at 6, and the arrow points this way. So I'm going to write X is less than 6. If the arrow is pointing to the left, it is less than. They both start with L's. If the arrow is pointing to the right, it is greater than, or GR like grr. Okay, so L left equals less than right equals greater than. Sorry, couldn't quite fit greater. Then, better put my line so you know what I'm talking about. Right means greater than. So I kind of would be backwards. So LL, left, less than. GR, right, greater than. Greater than right. There we go. Okay, let's do one more of these and then we will be done. This one has the same directions. This one's going to go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's going to have an arrow. -1, -2, -3, -4, and it's going to have an open circle above 4, and it goes to the right. Ooh, we know if it's going right, it's going to be greater than already. All right, so I'm going to just write X is greater than, because greater than means right, grr, and 4. Why did I not put that line underneath the greater than sign? Because the circle on the number line is an open circle. If it's open, it's not equal to. If it's closed, it is equal to. All right, that's all that I have for you. Of this chapter 2, we have 10 sections, so we have 2.9 and 2.10 left, and then it's going to be a test. You really need to come in and ask me for help if you have any questions on anything. And I can come in before school, after school. You just need to let me know beforehand so I don't have any plans that I would need to miss that for. Please come in if there's any questions that you have. Thanks for watching.